What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Small Hadron Collider. We're not going to wait around and check out all the abilities, instead we're going to show them in action with 3 different themed teams. So you can freeze frame this or take a screenshot or whatever you want, but we're going to get right into the action. While we're going through these battles, we're going to show you the actions from this item. So I'll be interjecting every once in a while about that, but I'm also going to give you my honest opinions on this item, both good and bad. Now as far as the Small Hadron Collider is concerned, it is a gold sale item. Of course it's a multi-function piece of equipment, and it sort of is a gadget, but it's also a weapon. So we'll probably call it a combination of any of those things. Being a gold sale weapon means you have to spend a considerable amount of money in order to get it. And despite popular belief, this is something that's difficult for me to do, so I don't often participate in any gold sales. However, with this item, there was, dare I say, a healthy amount of hype, and I, being human, or at least being programmed to act like one, got caught up in it. And we'll come back to that in just one second. Alright, so the first part of this is microanalysis. And by the way, all the options are available right from the beginning, so you can choose any of the 4. This first theme team is based on Magnetized, which is going to be the second ability option on the Hadron Collider. Now we also have the Solar Storm, but we pretty much have overkill as far as Magnetized is concerned. Still though, because of the Quick and Powered ISO 8 and that being a buff, we could have used it as a quick action if needed. Instead, with the Quickie ISO we can use Microanalysis, and that will be a quick action. It isn't normally. The first use gives our entire team super symmetry. Attacks always hit and ignore most avoidance effects. So that's pretty awesome, especially if you make it a quick action. Otherwise, not so much. I would hate to do only that and that'd be the end of our turn. However, since it is a quick action, we can next use Cosmic Singularity. This is an AoE attack that's catastrophic, exploits magnetism, so deals extra damage against magnetized targets. But it also has downgrade, reverse polarity, and fried circuits. So all in all, that's a pretty awesome AoE attack. The downgrade portion prevents technology attacks, removes beneficial technology status effects, and the affected metal target gains magnetized. Now preventing technology attacks is an amazing thing, and oddly enough, that's something that shuts down this weapon completely. So that's one of the biggest, most glaring weaknesses that this has. Every single thing it does is a tech attack, or buff. Now granted, tech upgrade could be great for it, and so we may use something like the Skeptic or Fixer in the future. But you have to keep in mind that the Mystic, or any ability or weapon that applies downgrade, including an enemy Small Hadron Collider, will completely shut this thing off. For the most part, no technology attacks would equal a pretty sad Small Hadron Collider. And by the way, Iron Fist is a huge pain. So we're going to have to use Magnet Man once again. And then of course he's just going to remove debuffs. But anyways, with our agent's next turn, we're going to use our microanalysis once again. And this time, we'll gain, I believe, Planck particles. So what this will do is replace supersymmetry, and it makes it even better. Now with our new buff, it says attacks ignore most avoidance effects, and attacks always critically hit. So not bad at all. And next we're going to use Momentary Advantage. Then we'll be able to use our Solar Storm to put on Magnetized. Following that up with our Hadron Collider. See, Iron Fist thought he got away, but he didn't. We have our ways of reapplying those debuffs. But back to what I was saying about the hype. This weapon, gadget, multifunction item, whatever you want to call it, had many of us very excited, and excited enough to pay that hefty price tag. But honestly, when people ask me, is the gold sale item worth it? Really? You're getting it for free. You're also getting bonus gold. So what you have to ask yourself is, am I going to or am I willing to buy gold in the first place? And if the answer is yes, then the gold sale is usually the place to do it. Okay, we have to interrupt again 1 second to set up this next battle. So first of all, we have the Safeguard Tactician suit, and this allows us to use the Blackest Void as a quick action if we absolutely have to. That is to remove the Mystic Shroud. Since the enemies don't have the Mystic Shroud, we're going to use Microanalysis, and we saw what this does in the last battle. The Quick and Powered Isolate allowed us to do that. Then next we're going to use the Supershear Earthquake. This is an awesome AoE tech ranged ground sonic attack that applies Foreshock and Aftershock. Foreshock says ground attacks against this target deal extra damage, and Aftershock says deals ground damage to affected character's team before the next action. So you'll have to see exactly what this means, but it's pretty great. Unfortunately, it will miss flyers, so that is a downside. So like I was saying, if you're someone who wants to buy gold, the gold sale is certainly the time to do it. But even then, I understand there is quite a bit of investment that has to be made. That's why I let most gold sales pass me by. In this case, first of all, I was caught up in the hype. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this item is all bark and no bite, or all hype with no substance. But it does have its ups and downs, both good and bad things about it. We've mentioned the obsolete tech and downgrade part, so those are two very big weaknesses. There are no quick actions, at least not without the Quick and Powered ISO 8. So do you actually want to dedicate your agent's turns to using these random abilities? Typically you're only going to focus on maybe one of the three, that is after that first buff. It's certainly not better than the weather control device or the synthetic cube, so where does it fit in with your build? That's another question that you'll have to answer. Maybe its biggest weakness is the fact that it may be unusable on defense. So that's right, you can probably scratch out 50% of your PvP, the entire defensive side. There is just no way I would trust the AI to control this thing. So that right there may tell most of you it's not all that we dreamt it to be. But hey, before I bring up what I really enjoy about this item, first let me say that yes, these are my own opinions, and not everyone thinks the same. Secondly, you never know what's going to change in this game. There could be a new hero or new gadget, some sort of change in the meta that can make a character and item combination absolutely overpowered. So it could be the next big thing, or it could be something that you barely use. For myself, even though it's not technically a gold item, I wouldn't put this in my top 10. Well, I've only had a day with it, so I may need more time to evaluate, but definitely not my top 5. This team though, and that third ability, I do think has some potential to make a very tough attack team. Now the good news about it is, there is going to be some potential like I just said, and that's going to be with multiple teams and setups. So you're going to see it in future videos, that's for sure. I do not believe that it is a must-have. So don't worry about it if you can't get it. I really don't think it's going to make that big of an impact. It may come down to being your quick action item if you have the Quick and Powered ISO 8. So basically using it for the microanalysis. And really, would you rather do that or have the weather control device? I know I have my answer. But do I regret getting it? I actually might have, if I didn't get to make this video. And now I have quite a bit of gold, in fact, the most gold I've had for a very long time. And with that, I can buy other gold gadgets and weapons, and do reviews on them for all of you. So at least that's some silver lining. Oh, but here's the final ability from the Small Hadron Collider. First of all, there's Microanalysis, and it's not a quick action. We no longer have the Quick and Powered ISO 8, and anyways, we rather use the Signpost. Then we'll go ahead and use that final ability. It's the Demon-sional Rift, and it's an AoE attack that has Ethereal Strike and causes Sin plus Soulfire to all enemies. So basically it goes with Ghost Rider, and there are a few weapons that I have that do apply Sin, but they are a very low level, so I couldn't really use them. So there you have it, the Small Hadron Collider, a cool weapon but not a can't miss. I'll use it from time to time, especially on theme teams, sort of like the ones in this video. Oh, and while we finish this last fight, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a few more things that I do like about it, just to give it a few more props. Because hey, it's a cool idea, and I love multi-function items. So right there, that's a plus. It definitely gives you options, and it's going to allow me to build multiple types of teams based around one item. So that is a welcome addition to my inventory. If I could find a way to make it work, I would have a full bar of multi-function items. The cube, the weather control device, Small Hadron Collider, and the Vigilante toolkit. And who knows, maybe I will try that at some point, just for fun. So where this item does lack, at least in some functionality, in today's PvP, it does make up for it in imagination. Because of that, I think it's going to be something that I will enjoy, but it certainly won't guarantee anyone adamantium. Also, as far as the defensive AI actually using it in a beneficial way, well, I would have to see that to believe it. I for one won't be putting it on defense. So there it is, 3 theme teams surrounding this item, some of my observations and opinions after having about a day with it. And I'm sorry I couldn't get it sooner and post this video like the day it came out. That obviously would have been the best case scenario, but it wasn't easy for me to participate in this gold sale. And that's why, if I can, I'll try to save you from buying an unworthy item. But remember, in this case, it is a bonus, and you're actually getting it for free. So the real question is, are you willing or able to participate in the gold sale? If you were already planning on it, then hey, pick up some bonus gold and this free item. You'll at least have some fun with it. And who knows, maybe someday, or in the right combination, it will be overpowered. Then you'll get to use it until it gets nerfed. And that's going to be it for this video. I want to thank you all for watching, and ask you to please like, comment, and click that fish to subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.